So ideally, there are two ways in which we can scaffold our React application. So what do we mean by scaffolding? Scaffolding means creating the folders and the files. Okay. So scaffolding means creating the folders and the files. So in JavaScript or HTML, this is how we're creating our files. Own, right? We were creating our own files, right? So we'll be creating like index.html or .css or .js. So all the folders and files will be creating ourselves, right? That is called scaffolding. But here in React or Angular or Vue or any other framework, if you see, they have a internally, Angular has its own scaffolding mechanism where when you install the Angular and try to create an ng new app, if you type the command over there in the terminal, then it will create a scaffolding application for you. That means it will create its own folders and files and everything it will create. Only you just need to create separate components or modules, and then you can start working on it, right? Which will make our task easier, because scaffolding can be a very time consuming process. So in the proper way we have to create it, right? So if even if you miss a simple file, then it will not work. Okay, and there will be a lot of error that you have to solve. So earlier, before, in the previous versions of Angular, we used to face that. But in React also, we'll be using for scaffolding, we'll be using create React app over here. So this is the way in which so we just need to, I'll show you how to do it, but I'm just saying you. So using create React app, that is supported by Facebook, right? So React JS has been supported by Facebook, created and supported by Facebook from 2013 onwards. Now it is the number one UI, number one way in which we create fantastic UI interfaces, right? So using create React app, we can create the folders and files, as well as recently we can create it through Vite. Okay, so you can go there and check out this vitejs.dev. Using this, we can create our for files and folders for creating our React application. But we'll be studying about Vite in later sections. Okay, so in the first sections, that means the sections that we'll be covering right now. Right now, we can use create React app and create our application, and then study all the basics, everything. And later we'll use Vite, and then we can create these files and folders, and you can start with the application. Okay. Now, if you go to the docs of Create React app, so if you click on the docs, you will see that they have mentioned everything clearly, what is for what. And if you see the folder structure, available script, supported browsers and features, then for the development, what you have to do, the editor setup and everything, they have mentioned it quite nicely, and how to add the style sheets, code splitting, graphical files, and post processing CSS, building your app, how to build your app after development, and then how to deploy it, making a progressive web app, and then testing, backend integration, everything is there over GitHub. Okay. Now, but we'll focus on this getting started. So here you have to type. So basically, you will go to any folder, any folder location wherever you want to create your new React application. There you have to go. Then you have to open the terminal over there, and in the terminal by means the command prompt. Okay, you have to open there and then type this npx create React app my app. So this create React app command will create it is for creating a new app. Okay, and this my app is the app name. Now you can give any app name, right? You can write React tutorial or React fundamentals, any app name. So my app is the app name. Okay. Then you see npx over here. So you have heard about npm, and then what is this npx all about? So first of all, what is npm? Npm is something like which comes inbuilt with Node.js. So before using create React app to create your application for you, you have to install Node.js. So if you have not installed Node.js in your local system, first check the version, node version, node hyphen hyphen version. If you find a value, if you in the command prompt you have to type node hyphen hyphen version. If you get some result, then that means node version if you get the node version, then Node.js is installed. If you want to update it, then you can uninstall and then install it again. So I've in the previous video I've said how to install Node.js. Okay. Now after installing Node.js, you need to restart your system, and then check in the terminal again, type a node hyphen hyphen version. If you get the node version, that means Node.js successfully installed. Okay. And install the LTS version. Okay, the long time support version, that is the stable version, not the current version. Okay. So that is about how to install Node.js. Now, after installing Node.js, you have to come here and then you have to, create React app you have to use, and then create your first React application. But then what is the difference between NPM and NPX? So NPM comes with, what is NPM? Node Package Manager. So what is Node Package Manager? It's nothing but a library where any libraries or framework that is built on top of JavaScript are packaged and kept. That's it. So whenever you want to use that particular library or framework, you just need to download it from npm, and then you have to locally you can use it. So how you can install, so for the how you can use that JavaScript library, or like we are using React over here, right? Which means that we have to get the React library from npm package, that means Node Package Manager, and then we have to use in our local environment, like in my local laptop here, obviously. So how you have to do it? So for that you have to use npm install, then the package name, for example npm install React, whatever it is. Okay. Similarly, since create React app is also a kind of a library or a framework that is there installed in npx, so to install create React app we can use npm create React app, like that you have to use npm install create React app. But here what you are doing, npx you are doing, we are not doing an npm. What is the reason? If you are doing npm install create React app, that means create React app library or framework will be installed in your laptop. Okay, we don't want that. We don't want to install this library or framework, whatever create React app is. We don't want to install it. We want to use it to create our own React application. Okay, there is a difference. We don't want that tool to get installed in our in our system. We want to use that tool to create the application for us, right? For that we no need to install that tool. For that you have to use npx. Okay, previously we used npm create React app, like that we used to do. Now right now we can do it npx. Okay, so it will just take you use the the create React app application, and then we can create a React application from it. Okay, that's what about why to use npx over npm. Okay, so you just need to type npx create React app, and then give the your name of the application, whatever it is, React Fundamentals or React Tutorial or React, whatever we want to give. Okay, then you have to, then after this your application will get created. I'll show you how to create the application. The application will get created, then just cd my app. Cd means you have to enter into the folder that is the your React application that will be created, and then this is your application name, my app or React tutorial or anything that you will be giving. Then after going there, you have to start the application, that is npm start you have to do. So when you type npm start, so you will be typing everything in the terminal. Okay, when you do npm start, then your application will start at a particular address, that is localhost 3000. Okay, so you have to go to localhost 3000 to see your application running. Okay, so what is this 3000? 3000 is the port number, and localhost is the the server name. So that means your local system is behaving as the default server. That is the reason we are using localhost. Or if when you deploy your application to your to your remote host, to the remote server, then you'll be having the IP address of that remote server, and that IP address will be having a domain name. So I've explained everything in this HTML course related to IP address, related to domain name search, and related to server and client server architecture. You can go through that video so that to understand it better. Okay, now then for bundling and deploying to production, you should run npm run build. So you have run npm start for running in your local environment, do the changes, write the unit test cases, save it, check everything is correct or not, then you are ready to build it and deploy to production. So then do the npm run build, the build file will be formed, and then take the file and then deploy it to production. I'll be sharing all these things with you, but then you see how nicely it is doing. So you use the type npx create React app, and then the app name. When you type it in terminal, what happens is that this lot of things happens in the background. So it creates the installation, then it will, so they are using a yarn, will use npm. Okay, to do the same thing. Yarn is another package manager kind of thing. Okay, so it got created, the application got created, so they entered the application, then they did npm start into the application. So then you see that the development server is starting, and then it is compiled successfully, so it is running in localhost 3000. Okay, on your network it is your IP address with 3000 is the port number. So localhost 3000, when you go, you will see your application running. Those are the simple steps that you have to follow. Okay, so to create the application, you have to go to the any of your folder. I am right now there in my in my desktop folder. You can go create any folder in your C drive, anywhere you can create it. Okay, you have to go to the folder, then over here just type command cmd. That will open the command prompt over here. So I just see the terminal over here, and here I have to type here npx create react app, and then my app name. Like for example, I'll create react tutorial. Okay, is my app name. So I just need to click on enter. When you click on enter, what it will do, npm will do, it will create, you see it is executing now. So it will create the application, that is the react tutorial. It will be the new application that is getting created, that will be done. So it's installing the packages. You see it's installing react dom and react script. So sometimes what happens is that this create react app might not be the latest. So for that, what you have to do is, if it is not, so if this command is not working in your system, then I'll show you what you have to do. Just nothing, npx create react app, then after app you just write @latest. Okay, which means that it will use the create react app, that is the latest version, and then create it. Okay, just then the react tutorial will be there. All this, no changes at all. Only after create react app you type without any space after app then latest. Okay, that I will show to you later. Now what it is doing is installing these packages, the react dom and react scripts, and then after getting installation is done, then you will see the new folder over here. Okay, so my application is now created. So if you see here, react tutorial is already created. So what you have to do is that in the terminal, so I just need to do a cd, then I go with react tutorial. Okay, so when I open, I am into react tutorial. Then we can proceed everything from our Visual Studio Code. So for that, or else I can just type npm start over here. When I start over here, you will see my application will be running. Okay, but I'm getting the error, but we'll see that why the error is coming. But then you get the idea, right? When I'm doing npm start, then I'll be starting our in the local environment, my application will start, the React application will start. Okay. So my create react app showed the errors, right? So I was referring about, if you don't use the latest for create react app, it might show error. So it did not start when I did npm start, right? So I have to do it again. So what I have to do is that npx create react app, like I was referring to here. What I will do, I'll just write add latest. Okay, so when I do add latest, and I'll have to change this to react tutorial. So basically I'm doing a scaffolding, or I'm creating this application again. So npx create react app @latest react tutorial. Okay, so in the same location I have to create again. Now when I click on enter, it should start the scaffolding process by installing all the packages. So when I so right now all the packages got installed. I got all the packages installed when I typed here the create react app @latest. So previously that error came, right? I couldn't start the application. So right now when I just need to, I had to delete all the folder again and then create it from scratch. So I typed npx create react app @latest. So what this did is that it installed all the packages again, and then it is saying that npm start, that you can start this development server using npm start. These are the commands that you have to, for building, for testing, for then before that you have to do a cd react tutorial. You have to go into the folder. So all these packages got installed, and then when I I had to do a cd react tutorial. So I went to the folder, the newly created folder, and then started and did an npm start. So when I did an npm start, so the application got started, and then it compiled successfully, and my application was running on localhost 3000. Now if I open my application in browser, then you will see that I'll be, if I type here localhost 3000, I'll be having my application running. So this is our application running at localhost 3000. Okay, Now to do the same thing, we can go to Visual Studio Code and open our same React tutorial, newly created application in our Visual Studio Code, and do the same thing that I did in the terminal over here. For that, what I have to do is I have to go to Visual Studio Code file, then open the folder. When I go to open folder, I have to go to React desktop, and in the desktop I'm having the React tutorial, and just double click and open it. Select folder. When I select folder, my React tutorial gets opened over here, and then you see these all these folders that is there, that was created by our create react app application. Okay, so whenever I use create react at the latest, all my problems got resolved. So previously I used create react app only, so the problems were happening, right? Now this is our so let me minimize this and then bring it back. Okay, that's looking good. So this is our application that is running, but this I started from terminal, from our command prompt. I will show you how we will do from here. Okay, from the browser how we will do. So for that, I have to open the terminal first. So first of all, this is the folder. So src folder has all these files created, as well as in the public folder there are some files over here, and the node modules that got installed while installing the package. Those things will also be there inside the node modules. Okay. Now for starting here, so first I have to stop it from here. Okay. So for stopping it, you just need to do a control C. When I do a control C, it will ask for termination. You say why, it will get terminated. Okay. There is no need of terminal again, so I have to close it. So what I will do is now, and here also it will be going out. So if you refresh, it will not be there. Okay, it will be broken right now because I stopped the terminal, so you can't reach the page now. So we'll do the same thing from the Visual Studio Code over here. For that, we have to open the terminal first. For opening the terminal first, over here I have to go here. I will go to the view, and in the view I will be opening the terminal. Okay, when I click on terminal, terminal gets opened, and same thing I have to type here. I'm there in the React tutorial, and that is inside this folder, and then I just type npm start. So when I do an npm start, you will see that my React application will start again with the same thing that happens, the step by step that happens when I was typing in the command prompt. Okay, right? So now you see the React application started again, right? That is how you can pull the your application into any editor, not only Visual Studio Code, any editor you can pull it out, and then open the terminal, and in the terminal type npm start. So then the application will start. So that was about to create React app, how you will use it. So hope you like this video. So let's go to the next video.